Hey, what's up guys? Joker here. I hope you're all doing well. Today we have got a few news stories in the world of PC gaming, and the main topic for today will be Far Cry 6, which has had a pretty big leak over on the PlayStation Store, giving details about the story, the main villain in the game, which is going to be played by none other than Giancarlo Esposito, who most of you would probably know as Gustavo Fring from the Breaking Bad TV series. Fantastic actor. He's been in The Mandalorian recently, so that's kind of one of the biggest details we got out of this. So we're going to get fired into all of those details, as well as a couple other news topics that I thought might be of interest to you guys as well. But first, today's video is brought to you by MMORC.com, where you could save money on games for all of your favorite platforms, as well as software like Windows 10 Pro, which you can get for just $15, as well as Office 2019 Pro and Office 365. And if you act right now, you can get an additional 27% off with my code JOK27 at checkout, and that'll knock the price down on Windows 10 Pro from $15.29 all the way down to $11.16. And of course, they accept a wide variety of payment, from PayPal to credit cards to Bitcoin. So be sure to act now and hit up the links down in the description below. But first up, we have to talk about this Far Cry 6 leak, and the source of this was the PlayStation Hong Kong store, which initially had a post put up on Twitter over by a user by the name of Anjan, and then someone by the name of James Huang replied back with the English version of that same post, so we can get some actual descriptions of this game. But you can see in the top left, we've got a piece of cover art which shows Giancarlo Esposito, Gustavo Fring from Breaking Bad, with a young boy. I'm not sure what he's doing with him. Let's hopefully he's not pulling a Shane Dawson on him. But yeah, he's standing there, and obviously it seems like he's going to be playing the villain in this game. Typically these Far Cry games always have this character, kind of like what was his name, Voss in Far Cry 3. I can't remember his name right now. But yeah, they've always got that main villain characters are over the top, exaggerated, and I couldn't think of a better actor that could play a role like that other than Giancarlo Esposito. So I think this is probably going to be one of the better story games in the Far Cry universe, or I'm just at least looking forward, to seeing the cutscenes and the performance of Giancarlo here in Far Cry 6. That's really going to be one of the most exciting things about this game for me personally. But we do get some other details here in this listing, like the release date, which is said to be February 18th, 2021. So sadly, it's not going to be coming out before the end of the year, but we're going to get, Assassin's Creed Valhalla probably by the end of the year. All of these leaks that we've been seeing lately, there's been some Valhalla leaks as well, is all basically because it's leading up to the Ubisoft Forward event, which is sort of like their E3 type presentation, which is going to be happening this Sunday. So just a couple days from now, we'll be officially getting all of these details from Ubisoft, but obviously stuff is starting to leak online already. But yeah, it says it's going to be releasing February 18th, 2021, so early next year, which is not that much longer to go. It does mention that for PlayStation 4 owners, if you get the game, you'll be upgraded to the PlayStation 5 version of the game, free of charge, so you don't have to go ahead and pay for another copy, which is going to be pretty much standard, though, I would assume, since, for PS5, all of the PlayStation 4 games are backwards compatible and can play on it, and hopefully they'll get some graphical enhancements or just better performance on these games, as they will be playing them on better hardware once people get PS5s. But always good to know, if you pick up this game up on PS4, get a PS5 later on down the road, it's going to work. But as I said, that's going to be the case with any PS4 title. They have said it's going to be full backwards compatibility, so hopefully that is the case here with most titles. They do describe the location of the game, calling it Yara, a tropical paradise frozen in time, and as the dictator of Yara, Anton Castillo, which I believe is the name of Giancarlo Esposito's character, he's intent on restoring the nation back to its former glory by any means, with his son Diego, pictured there, I guess, and following in his bloody footsteps, their ruthless oppression has ignited a revolution, and there you, playing as Danny Rojas, which not sure if that's a man or a female. It could be a female protagonist. The name Danny, especially in this particular spelling, I've seen in the past for female. So you could be playing as a male or a woman. Don't really know just yet. You play as a local Yaran, though, from Yara, obviously, and you become a guerrilla fighter to liberate the nation. Yara is torn apart. You fight against Anton's troops in the largest Far Cry playground to date across jungles, Beaches and Esperanza, the capital city of Yara. So it sounds like we're going to have some varied environments here, which would definitely be welcome because these games typically are fairly one-dimensional. It's like, oh, it's the big open area, but it all kind of looks samey. So it would be nice to actually see some variation in terms of, the landscape of the world and have like a city location, as well as the jungle and the beaches and stuff like that. So that would be kind of cool if they end up pulling that off and it, looks the way that it's sort of playing out in my head. It also describes that you'll be able to employ makeshift weapons, vehicles, and amigos, so I guess you'll be able to call them like freedom fighters to come help you and stuff. And the new Fangs for Hire to burn the tyrannical regime to the ground. It does mention an offline single player. That's good, you'll be able to play single player offline, and an online multiplayer component, which is basically 2-player co-op, which we saw in Far Cry 5, and I don't really expect to see any advancements there. The co-op in Far Cry 5 was pretty decent, although it didn't really seem like if you were the host of the game, the person that came in was more like a guest, and like they couldn't purchase like weapons and stuff like that. So I hope that kind of stuff does get improved with Far Cry 6, but we'll have to wait and see on that. Hopefully we're going to get some more details, obviously, this weekend from Ubisoft, and then up until the game comes out sometime February next year, if they end up sticking with that release date. But good leak there on Far Cry 6. I'm definitely looking forward to it, especially because of Giancarlo playing the villain. I think that's going to be really awesome. But let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments below on Far Cry 6 if this is something that you're looking forward to. Next up, just a quick mention for a couple of topics here. NVIDIA has announced that they are going to be officially giving away free copies of Death Stranding on the PC for anyone that purchases a GeForce RTX graphics card. It does specifically mention RTX graphics card, so I guess if you want something like a GTX 1660 Ti, you're going to be SOL, because it needs to be an RTX GPU, so something a 2060 and up. Death Stranding is coming out on July 14th, so just a few more days until that comes out. No surprise here that NVIDIA is partnering up to give away free copies of the game with their graphics cards, as the game is going to feature DLSS 2.0. I believe the first game that's going to have DLSS 2.0. Obviously, we've seen DLSS in games previously, but this one with the first game to have the 2.0 version of it, but I don't believe we're going to be getting any other RTX ray tracing features, unfortunately. It would have been nice to see some of that stuff in Death Stranding, and some of the early reports for this game say the performance is pretty darn good. I read that an RTX 2060 can actually play this game at 4K ultra settings, getting 60 FPS with DLSS 2.0 enabled. So that's not true 4K, but still pretty impressive that an RTX 2060 could play the game at, DLSS's 4K ultra settings. So hopefully the optimization on this game is pretty good. All the early reports are kind of pointing towards that, and I've been waiting to play this game since last year, so cannot wait to finally get my hands on Death Stranding, especially since we had the delay. It was supposed to come out in June. We ended up delaying it until July 14th, but 4 more days, just this coming Tuesday, we'll finally be able to get our hands on Death Stranding. Thankfully, continuing along on that topic, NVIDIA has already gone ahead and released a game-ready driver for Death Stranding, numbered 451.67 WHQL, which you can go ahead and grab right now. This driver also brought in game-ready performance drivers for not just Death Stranding, but also Horizon Zero Dawn and F1 2020, the latter of which has come out just today, and Horizon Zero Dawn will be coming out on August 7th. So it seems like this will probably be the only driver between now and August 7th, I guess. Maybe we'll see another one here or there, don't really know, but we're already game ready now for a game coming out a month away from today, so that's awesome that NVIDIA is already, kind of getting up ahead on everything and having the game ready driver out there for Horizon Zero Dawn, another Sony exclusive that I am definitely looking forward to playing. It's really awesome, honestly, just to see all of these Sony titles coming over to the PC. I know Death Stranding wasn't really an exclusive. It was a timed exclusive. It's not on the Xbox, so it sort of is an exclusive, but it was announced pretty early on that we would be getting this game on the PC as well. But Horizon Zero Dawn was a game, when it came out 3 years ago, I never expected to be able to play this game on PC. So the fact that it is coming to PC and it's going to have, uncapped frame rates, ultra-wide support, and all that stuff that they revealed in a trailer about a week ago. They even showed that it's going to have a benchmark tool. They showed the graphics settings. They showed some performance on an RX 580 where it was getting 60 FPS at 1080p on the original graphics preset, whatever that means. It's going to have higher presets than that. So I'm not really sure what exact performance the game's going going to have. But it appears that at least an RX 580 can play the game at 1080p and get 61 FPS average on their benchmark tool. So that might tell us a little bit of information about how this game might run. But I do have some concerns there based on that the 580 is struggling at 1080p to just get 60 FPS average. Yeah, so like I said, there's some concern there. But hopefully by the time the game comes out, it'll run, good on some higher-end hardware like my 2080 Ti. If not, might have to wait for the 3080 Ti to come out to enjoy it in full 4K glory. And then last up, some free games that are over on the Epic Game Store right now. They've been killing it recently with giving away lots of free games. And from today, or from yesterday actually, until July 16th, right now you can grab Killing Floor 2, which is a fantastic game, really great co-op, zombie horde type of game, just really, really good. If you haven't played it, go grab it. It's a blast. And then also Lifeless Planet and The Escapist 2, two games that I have not heard of, I'm not familiar with, but I went ahead and grabbed them on the Epic Store because I'm not going to say no to a free game. I even grabbed Killing Floor 2, even though I already own it on Steam, and I'll probably never play it on the Epic Store. But hey, I like to have an expanding library of games on the Epic Game Store, even though I have only bought one game so far on the Epic Game Store, being SnowRunner. That's the only game I have bought on there. But despite that, I have like over 50 games in my library because they just keep pelting me with free titles, and also I've gotten some codes in the past from NVIDIA and AMD for some games that came out on there. So yeah, I guess free games. It's a reason to download the Epic Game Store. Pretty much the only reason, unless there's an exclusive title that you want to play. I guess. Yeah, you can get free games from time to time. So it's really the only reason I have it on my system, and for exclusives if I get codes or whatever. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend coming up. Really looking forward to this one, even though it's going to be hot. It's going to be raining. It's going to be uncomfortable outside, but I'm looking forward to just, spending it at home with my fiance anyway. Can't really get much better than that. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a thumbs up on it if you did. Subscribe if you're not already. And I'll see you next time for another video.